Oh, very nice lead. Oh my gosh, this is great because the Skarmory just waltzes too. Oh, this is running Bite. No, it's not running Bite. 4, 5. What? Why would they throw Poison Vein here? Okay, that's fine. Well, actually, that does quite a bit of damage, so I can see why they threw Poison Vein there now. Alright, I need to switch here. What? Wait, what? What was that? Was that glitched? How did a Mud Bomb only do that much damage? Oh my gosh, I'm in Great League! I'm in Great League, aren't I? Oh. Jesus. I wish there's a way to lock this. Oh my gosh. Alright, we took out one of their Pokemon. Come on now. Big Mud Bomb. And they're running Seismitoad too. Oh my gosh. Never have ever lost to a Seismitoad. Hey everyone, I hope Season 12 is going well for you all. There's been a lot of moveset changes and updates and new viable Pokemon in the meta. And I honestly thought I was just going to play Great League because Little Jungle Remix looked kind of boring. But I made a discovery. With the buff to Quick Attack, there's one Pokemon in Little Jungle Cup Remix that's super good now. And that is Eevee. I never thought I'd be making a YouTube video highlighting Eevee in PvP, but here we are. Eevee with the recently buffed Quick Attack is the best safe swap in the entire Jungle Cup Remix meta. However, this does come at a cost. You have to spend an Elite Charge TM to get Body Slam on this Eevee if you do not have the Legacy version, which most people probably don't. And I know, this sounds crazy. You're using an Elite Charge TM on an Eevee. But it's definitely worth it. So the team I ran was a Barboach with a Eevee safe swap and a Shadow Skarmory in the back. I originally ran this team with a Wooper instead in the lead, but one of my patrons actually pointed out that Barboach might be even better, especially against Drifloon leads, because you have the Aqua Tail and Ice Beam for it, whereas you only have Body Slam and Mud Bomb for Wooper, and Eevee gets walled by the Drifloon as well. If you are running the Wooper, you can run a Shadow variant because there is the Shadow variation, or you could run the non-Shadow and you could run Shadow on the Skarmory. I personally ran Shadow on Skarmory just because I didn't have a great Skarmory to use that was not Shadow. So you could run either the Wooper or Skarmory in a Shadow variant, but I would not recommend both in Shadow, and neither have to be Shadow. Before we get into the battles, a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you would also like to have early access to my strategies and lineups, or see behind the scenes footage of my battles, feel free to sign up in the Patreon link down below. Altaria leads. These are a little bit tough because the mud shots are resisted. You do have the Ice Beam option, but you want to go straight away to the Eevee to really start building some energy, and then you draw out, typically speaking, the Stunfisk, and this is really good. Because you have the Dig. Dig is one of the worst ground moves in the game, but it's still enough to almost take out Galarian Stunfisk if you land it. But we get a shield, so this is quite nice. I'm going to do a little bit of Body Slam chip damage here. And this puts it in a close to farm down range. Now, this has Muddy Water, which means there's a good chance that it does not have Earthquake. It's probably running Muddy Water and Rock Slide. So, that makes this matchup a little bit better, but we do have the shield, but we get almost 2 Ice Beams ready, so there is that. I'm going to drop the first one. Even debuff is probably going to take out the Altaria, so we're going to get a shield, and now we come in Skarmory, and Skarmory is going to do quite well against this Wigglytuff. Charms really still add up. Again, if you have the non-Shadow version of Skarmory, I probably recommend that because you can only tank so much in Little Cup in general. So the Shadow Skarmory does make it kind of hard. But the Ice Beam coming in handy there. Whoa, what's going on, girl? Oh, we don't like the Shroomish leads. That's true. Alright, so Shroomish is really bad. Any grass leads are pretty bad for Barboach, but they know shield. And this is the best thing about Eevee is you are able to get switch advantage pretty quickly, especially if your opponents do not embed shields. And even if they do, shields down, Skarmory does pretty well against most things, or shield advantage. And pretty much what I learned is that if you have switch advantage with this team, and you have a Barboach and or Wooper, depending on which one you're using, and Skarmory healthy, then you are pretty much able to win any matchup. With the exception of maybe some counter users, but we'll get to that later. Oh, you're not happy about the Shroomish checks, are you? Okay. Shroomish is out of here. Alright, anyway, this girl is throwing a fit. Litleo, really nice lead. You're going to resist all these embers, but the crunch will still do quite a bit of damage, so you kind of have to respect it, which is a little unfortunate. But I'm going to build a double Aqua Tail here. Oh, okay. I think Chegs is out of here. Are you out of here? Yeah, she's out of here. Alright. We do see a Drifloon here. Or Drifloon, sorry. I always get the two mixed up. It's gonna do resisted hexes. I think they undercharge that Icy Wind as well. But here's the thing, Eevee, even though throwing double resisted body slams, these really do add up. Body slams one of the best moves in the game. I am going to go try to snipe this down here, and we actually get a shield, and then we get to another Aqua Tail. If you like spammy charge moves, this team is definitely for you. It's going to do quite well. And then here I come with the Skarmory. I'm going to respect or no shield the first crunch in case I get a debuff, which is exactly what happens. And then they throw a body slam here, and I get to the sky attack before they get to the next move and take it out. So yeah, overall, essentially the Barboach Skarmory is a very strong core because essentially it's Swampert Skarmory core from Great League. So it's not the most creative strategy that anyone's ever come up with, but it's really utilizing that Eevee to earn yourself switch advantage is the most important thing. This is a really great matchup, and again, this is something that I really like Barboach on more. The thing with Wooper is the Mud Bomb actually doesn't take out the Onix. You need to throw more than just one Mud Bomb. You need to throw another move at the very minimum, or have a lot of fast move damage with Mud Shots. But Aqua Tail is double super effective, so it is enough to take out Onix, I believe. In most situations, especially with the Mud Shots added up. My opponent is going to shield here. I'm just going to respect it and shield, but there's really nothing they can do at this point. Resisted, yeah, Rock Throws aren't going to do anything. Alright, Wigglytuff, charm damage is going to do quite a bit. I typically swap here because, again, you really want the Skarmory on it. Skarmory is going to take a decent amount of damage from the charm, but at least you have the steel resistance, so it's going to be a little bit better than all the other matchups. Vigoroth is actually super annoying for this team because nothing's really super effective against it and does a lot of super effective counter damage to the Eevee. But we are able to win switch advantage here, and I'm going to throw the sky attack right away. I don't really want to go down 2 shields, and I believe they get to the ice beam. Now here is where things get really tricky. Counter users, especially because Scrafty, you know, even though it's lined up against his hardest counter on the team, able to still punch through the Skarmory, and unfortunately they still have 2 shields remaining, and 2 shield Scrafty, 2 shield Vigoroth are both very strong, and unfortunately my opponent had both. So that's going to be a tough one. But it does happen. We get an instant swap to a Charmer here, which makes me think it's probably double charm here. Now here's the great thing, and maybe the selling point for Shadow Skarmory. I know I've been saying non-Shadow is probably solid, but Shadow Skarmory does a lot of damage. You can see that Brave Bird almost taking out the Galarian Stunfisk, forcing them to throw the energy here. And I'm actually going to shield here because if they have double charm, I'm not going to have a lot of chances to use shields. So I'm going to throw this first Aqua Tail. It actually gets shielded, which is quite nice. And then now I just have to go for double body slams, and I can take out the Wigglytuff. And this is going to be a really good spot for me. Yeah, they're going to farm me down here, but actually no, Eevee finishes off. Resist the quick attacks. What do you know? All right, so against a Drifloon, again, I typically don't shield this because most do throw Icy Wind, and I'm just going to go straight for the Ice Beam and see if I grab a shield here, and we do take it out, so quite nice. That is definitely a matchup that Wooper will struggle against, and Wooper in general in place of Barboach is really going to struggle there. All right. My opponent does come in with this Vigoroth here, and I come in and I throw the Aqua Tail. This is kind of risky, honestly, especially if they have a Galarian Stunfisk in the back, but they end up having Toxicroak, and it's actually Poison Jab Toxicroak too, so we are able to finish that off, no problem. I figured 2 shield Skarmory is still pretty solid against the Galarian Stunfisk, because again, you just land 1 Brave Bird and Air Slash down and double shield, and you should win that. Alright, Vigoroth in the lead. You pretty much need to just stay in, do as much damage as you can. My opponent actually does swap to their Dino here, though, which is quite nice. I'm going to throw Ice Beam and one-shot it, which is nice. And then now they come in Vigoroth. I'm going to let the Body Slam go through. Could have been a Break, I guess. But we do get to the Sky Attack here, which is quite nice. And then I believe I probably finish off with the Eevee. I'm going to shield. Eevee with Quick Attacks does neutral pretty well against a lot of things, and it's going to do a lot of damage there. And this is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be a Bug Buzz. So, oh no, they actually don't Body Slam. I guess Body Slam is probably a, I don't know, maybe they don't have Bug Buzz, or maybe they thought they needed to throw 2 charge moves. I think Bug Buzz probably would have been enough for them to farm down, but as you can see here, forcing them to throw another move, and then Barboach is able to finish us off even with resistant Mud Shots. And now we got the Wooper. So another Mud Boy here. I swap straight away to my Eevee, and they come in with Breloom. Super effective counters, doing a lot of damage, which is double weak to Skarmory. And that's the beauty of Eevee, is you can often get a shield, and we're able to finish off without having to shield, which is quite nice. So they actually have a similar line: Mud Boy in the lead, a Flyer in the back, and something in the middle. Unfortunately, their middle Pokemon beats mine, but we're in a good spot, in my opinion. Now they come in with the Wooper, and here's the great thing about Wooper too. They have to go for Mud Bomb to throw stab damage, same type attack bonus, whereas I just have to go for the Aqua Tail, which is 1 Mud Shot less. And this is probably giving me a Body Slam, but yeah, essentially for them to do significant damage, they need to throw the Mud Bomb first. And so they do that, but it's okay. We still get to Ice Beam, and Ice Beam coming in clutch once again against flying Pokemon. And now we have another Altaria lead. We're just going to play out maybe a little differently here. So I go for the Eevee here, and this opponent actually throws a move here. And they swap right away to their Qwilfish. Now Eevee with energy is so deadly, and we're going to see why here. Throwing off multiple Body Slams, almost taking out the Qwilfish in 1 hit, and getting a 3rd Body Slam off. Let's see how low this puts Altaria. Eevee almost taking out 2 Pokemon on even shields against the opposing Pokemon. And now, again, if you have Skarmory and Barboach healthy in the back, you pretty much just win most situations. It's very, very hard to lose this combo. And here we're going to go straight for the Ice Beam. Going to shield. Probably it's a Body Slam, but that's okay. And we get the shields. Or we get the Ice Beam, and we take out the Dino. Is it worth it to spend the lead TM on the Eevee? I personally think it is. I have a lot of extra ones as well, so I figured why not, and honestly, it was a ton of fun. This is either the 2nd or 3rd time we've had Little Jungle Cup, so my guess is Eevee is still going to be useful in the future for either Little Jungle or a future Little 500 CP Cup, so I think it's worth the investment. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and share, subscribe for future content, hit that notification bell to get alerted right when I post a new video, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye.